Yeah. So how's your programmatic? So you're the one person on YouTube that I'm seeing like doing so much programmatic stuff that it's like really crazy to see, and it's really good to see your journey as well because you just made your first dollar, which was the name of the video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about like what do you use? Maybe that could be the starting thing. What do you use to build your programmatic websites?
Let's see. Let me pull up the fake tech stack. We'll call it because I'm not a developer or anything like that. So I have to use all kinds of workarounds and it's kind of a hodgepodge of just trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
But it's mostly what is it? WPL import. Okay. That's like the big one.
Yeah.
Spreadsheets, of course, keeping all the data in some place, but WPL import, which I think is a good temporary solution for non-developers. I don't think that's where I'm going to end up with, or that's not like the final step of the journey. But for right now, creating mostly just static pages, pulling that information in, having it show up on the site, I think that works very well from where I am right now. I think using in WordPress, because that's it's all WordPress for me.
Yeah.
They have this thing, reusable blocks, and then reusable blocks extended is a plugin that turns those blocks and then gives you a short code to use. So I've been using that a lot in those programmatically created pages because that's the information that I can update in one spot and it'll reflect on 10,000 pages across the site.
I see. I thought is it the custom? I actually know the terminology, but like around WordPress, but I haven't used it for programmatic specifically. But is custom post type also something similar as well, where you create a post type and then you connect it to a data, and then you can show dynamic information on the page for that post type?
I think, yes, custom post types along with like advanced custom fields or just knowing how to do PHP, and which I have no idea. But I think, custom post types are really good for keeping things separate. And then you can have certain fields in some and have different layouts depending on what you want the page to look like.
Right. I see. I actually, I've seen someone use Ian. He uses WordPress and custom post types, but the reusable blocks I haven't seen them before, like being used before. Maybe you should do a video about like how to actually set that up. Because I think most of the videos about the results themselves.
Yeah, there's a few other things I'm using because all my sites are built with GeneratePress. Mm-hmm. I have like the 250 site limit or whatever, so it's like $100 a year, no big deal.
Yeah.
But with that is also Generate Blocks, which allows for query loops, as well as, I don't know if GeneratePress, I think, allows for like what they call elements.
Yeah.
Let me just elements, which are I don't know the correct nomenclature.
Yeah.
But it's also like you create a block or something, and you can have that. So if this category for this post is selected, it'll include that block on that page, and it could be at the end of the thing, at the beginning. So I've been using that a lot, mostly for like ad insertion. I can just say at the end of all posts, throw this ad there.
Oh, interesting. And so for the ad, so this is about monetization. And so you specifically use, is it Google AdSense to monetize or a different platform?
I use AdSterra because Google AdSense will not accept, like, it was the first site, they're like, oh, it's thin content, whatever. It is. I mean, it's not...
Yeah.
We're not writing long form articles or content. It's a conversion tool.
Right.
So they said, you're not eligible. I said, all right, well, I just need to find an alternative. One of them, whoever accepts me first, that's what I'm going with. AdSterra did. It's really weird because it's not super stable at this point. Like some days, like my CPM will be like $60, and other days will be a fraction of a cent.
Yeah.
But on the average, it comes out to like maybe $9-10. But that's not per visitor. That's for all ad impressions. So I would have to see at the end of this month exactly how many visitors came, and then see how much the earnings are to get the true like RPM or EMPV or whatever metric they want to call it these days.
Right. That's funny that the numbers are all over the place, because you would assume, is it based on number of visitors coming to the website? Do you think that that's what's happening? Like some days a lot of people are coming in and the other not?
I think it depends on what ads are being served. It's not, I mean, if you look at the network and actually sign up and go through there, they're not, it's a lot of mobile games and like, here's how you can make $10,000 online this month. Yeah. It's not exactly the best ad network as far as
Yeah. Oh, of course.
It just serves whatever they want. But then, yeah, with such a low volume of people coming per day, maybe like 40 to 50, it's a crapshoot as like what ads are being served and how much earnings they produce.
Got it. I tried applying for Amazon affiliates a little bit ago, but I think they have very strict criteria on who they accept. I think one of the things was like first they approve your website, and like they everything's got to look in order. And the next thing they said was they were gonna check again in a couple of weeks, and everything has to stay like it has to be proper then again as well. I just never got to the first stage, let alone the ones after, and they just never accepted me.
Well, I was kind of thinking about some like methodology to like get through that, especially when I was going through like this process with AdSense being disapproved, and then Ad Manager, which is all you need to get like on Ezoic or whatever. You got to get approved for that as well,
yeah.
or AdSense. And I was like, what if I like had, I don't know, 10, 15 like real long form unique articles put up,
right,
almost as like a Trojan horse approach, and then get approved, and it's like, all right, now we're gonna
right.
Wolf of Wall Street, that unload the dog shit, as they say. But I mean, I don't think it's dog shit. It's just here's the bulk. Here's the real.
I think that's a good strategy. I think the underrated PSEO strategy is going on Amazon. Right? They have like electric cookers. They have like stoves, all like vacuum cleaners. Just create a website around, let's say, vacuum cleaners. Top vacuum cleaners for like commercial buildings, for a big home, for carpet, all these kind of different for like hardwood floors. There are different categories for all these, and then I know when I look at Amazon, I need to know kind of like, because Amazon shows all the top products, but they might not be suitable for your use case. So that's where like a programmatic SEO website can work really great if you create a page per those kind of items or those collection of items, then grab the testimonials, the reviews from the site, the description of the product, obviously the product itself, and then get the Amazon affiliate link from them as well. And that would be a good moneymaker. But I think to even get through that, like get through getting the affiliate link, like you're saying, you need to put that Trojan horse in play first. So you create stuff around vacuum cleaners before you create 10, 15, right, pages, then get it approved, then start implementing these like best X of Y kind of pages. And I think because Amazon's so huge, 100% there's some niches that are not covered. Who like basically makes a deep, in-depth website about something is like vacuum cleaners. So if you can jump in with this strategy,
right? Yeah, exactly. Something just silly, electric coffee mugs. I got this as a gift. Like I would never buy them, but like they're like $100 a pop. So
right,
I'm sure a bunch of copycats out there besides Ember, and boom, like you said, there's probably some real in-depth, like really just foreign stuff that's I'm like, why would you make a site about that? It's like, because nobody else did.
Oh, exactly. And then even one step further is you can go to Alibaba. And I don't know how that would work, but I guess maybe you can, once you have, so you specifically do only like affiliates, right? I take the other approach for programmatic SEO. I do it like for SaaS products where you have something to sell, and it's like a conversion loop. People are coming in via their pain points. They're looking for the best X of Y, and then you slowly get them to read your stuff, and then at the end is CTA for your product. So think of like if it's Booking.com, people are searching for best hotels, but Booking.com wants you to sign up with Booking.com so then you can book this hotel, right? But that's the approach I usually take. But have you thought about like one versus the other, or is there something in the works that you would want to get to?
I think it'd be really cool to actually work with a company that already has a product and just be like, hey, like, you've been doing this for a minute. You have seen some things work, some others, like just come on as maybe a consultant or something like that. I'd be totally down for something like that. Yeah. And actually be able to say like, okay, here's what we'll do. Here's the strategy. Here's how it can implement it. I'm not going to find the data for you.
Right.
Go find, you'll have the data pulled or whatever.
Yeah.
Or even if it's something as simple as, hey, here's the list of all our competitors. We're going to make alternatives to, alternatives to Zapier, alternatives to whatever, down the line. All right, we can make that. It's not going to be difficult. It's just...
Well, technically, the company would have the data, right? So this is the beautiful part about doing programmatic for your own product, because Booking.com obviously tracks how many people are booking this hotel, that hotel. They have a database of hotels already because that is innately how they function. So all they basically have to do is surface that information in a way where it shows up for a specific search, right? And that's where your magic of like figuring out how to position a product and that list would work.
Yeah, I tried to do some things like that previously with one of my sites. I mean, something like, let's say, Booking.com. Mm-hmm. They have they get to go in their Google Analytics, filter by state, and look at Kansas, or even, I don't know if you can go by city, but okay, residents of Kansas. What destination are they looking for the most? They can easily create something where it's just like, something shareable, not something that's going to rank in SEO, but something like, here's the best destination vacations for people in Kansas or something like that.
Yeah.
But and they don't have to do that manually. They can do that all automatically. And that's what I was saying earlier about like WP all import not necessarily being, the finished product. I think something where you need something with code. That'd be the best use case, especially when you have to update data or keep things dynamic. Keep things moving and always up to date.
Yeah, the problem I see with WP import is because you're cleaning your data in Google Sheets or Excel, then you have the CSV, which is static data that you pull in. Anytime you would have to update the data, let's say top 10 hotels, the rankings have changed. You would have to export it again and then import it again. I don't know, is there a way to sync data so it live updates?
I'm sure there is. There has to be, because there absolutely has to be. Whether it's I don't know. Maybe if there's a way you can make like a fake upload where it actually pulls an upload from a server, or I don't know. I'm looking at the WPL import like documentation right now. That's what I have pulled up. Because you can export from an XML file. I don't know if you can. Nerd stuff. Don't know yet. But I imagine you could. Feed it an XML file from some other source. Yeah. And you can program so they do have updates, daily, weekly, monthly, what have you. Mm-hmm. So I think you could, but I haven't explored that yet.
Yeah, but that would be the next logical step when you see some pages working. If you want to keep making more money and expand that collection of pages, then like something like this would be easier because while you can come in yearly and update data, make sure it's worked, import it in, and make sure there's no issues, by having this constant back and forth happening automatically, and you just come in a few weeks later, just update a couple of things, it automatically syncs, you're good to go. That would be a great system. Again, the idea of systems with programmatic websites works great because the whole thing is once you put this system into place, and the system is attracting people in, and then you have the conversion at the end, which is your AdSense or ad networks. The system should actually start producing cash.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think kind of going back to earlier as far as creating stuff for companies as opposed to hey, we're just going to mass produce a bunch of pages and then it's just kind of there. Yeah. No, I think especially if you can feed something, whether it's through Launchman or through WPL import or something like that, where you just have somebody constantly going in and updating the data or adding more data. So no matter what, it's constantly creating more stuff or updating old stuff. I think that's it. That's how you win.
That is how you win. And here's another thing I thought about. What if you go on Amazon, right? Again, coming back to vacuum cleaners, you make pages about top X vacuum cleaners in Amazon. You start sending out so much traffic over to these products that they start recognizing that it's coming from you, right? And it's somehow attributable to you. You now then can say, yo, can we have a one-on-one deal on these? I know Amazon has a deal with me, but that's 20% or whatever percent that is. Can we not just do 50% or even greater percent because I'm sending you all this traffic? And now, you have a better relationship with the customer, with the company, and now you're just killing.
That's how I know you're in the SaaS space, because you're talking about 20 and 50%. Amazon is you get 2.5%.
Oh, really?
It's terrible. Yeah. That's how I know you're in there doing affiliates for SaaS or something like that. 50%, boy, whoo.
Amazon's not being partnered up with you, dude. The 50%. That's not what they do. I thought they were supposed to for every man's. They were supposed to help every man.
Yeah. I try to avoid Amazon.
Okay.
I do have like one site that gets a few, not even product sales, but bounties, as they call them, people signing up for Amazon, like Kindle or Unlimited or some shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, for that 2.5%, 2%, 1%. I mean, during the holidays they increased it to 4%. Woo, but
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The reason
Oh, I was just gonna say, as far as like, we'll go back to vacuums and whatnot. I think I actually had a plugin created back in May, kind of doing the same thing, but it was creating like this vacuum versus that vacuum kind of posts.
Yeah.
Dynamically. So every time you add a new vacuum, it automatically creates this vacuum versus that one for all those previous ones. You can add like the features, product description, pricing, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's still a lot more that needs to be done for it. It's very much it's MVP status. It works, but I was like, yeah, this is just going in. You can, any SEO tool you want, Ahrefs, SEMrush, what have you, and just look up any product in the word verse, and you're going to find just a ton of. There's a ton of people searching for this one versus that one.
Right.
And I think it's incredibly bottom of the funnel, because at that point, when people are searching for the Dyson whatever versus the other vacuum brand that I don't know about, they're probably got to pick one of those. As long as the data is lined up right there, like the example from what we talked about last week, Technical City, where all they do is just compare. They don't try to push one or the other. They just have all the information lined up, boom, 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 so people can go in there, see which one's better, and say, yep, that's the purchase I want to make.
That's an amazing one.
And then, there's a lot more ideas I have with it, like as far as the features. We'll say like maybe a SaaS might be an easier example, like comparing SEO tools. Okay, which one has historical keyword data? Okay, this one does, this one that doesn't. And then going further and taking those and having, all SEO or the top 7 SEO tools with historical keyword data. And then just list those right there. And it dynamically creates all these pages.
Dude, yeah, and this is all pulling from one source, and the one source is like this product, and then these are the features, and it creates like all these collections that you're saying, like it could be individual product page, and then a versus page automatically, right? You're pulling the two together, and then categorizing by the category, the tags that you gave it. Brilliant. Like this is like 3-fold pages out of the same data, and I think it's actually more because you're creating versus. I'm gonna say more than n square, because you're gonna be taking every item and then every other item and then versing them together. Yeah, this is great. This is awesome. I think this is a sick strategy. So is it available on WordPress, the plugin?
I mean, I think I have it listed on Gumroad. I don't think anybody's purchased it, because I have like a video just saying, hey, this is really rudimentary. This is very basic. Like, if you want it to work and behave like how you want it to, you're gonna have to get in there and be able to code some stuff. But here's a very baseline. This thing works. It creates the verse pages. There are a few like bugs that I've noticed, like redundancy issues, as far as they'll create an A verse B and then a B verse A, which I don't know what that would be. Cause a lot of problems as far as.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, the indexing goes. They're not necessarily canonically the same, but they are, more or less the same exact page, just in different orders.
It's just one versus the other. I think though Google will I think it's intelligent enough to say like this is the same page on the domain. I've had a bunch of pages like that. Like I've been striked multiple times like that for that kind of thing. But I'm sure like it's a plugin, so I'm sure like that's seems like it's something that can be fixed in the code.
I have an idea of how to fix it. I just don't know how to do it myself, and it'd just be assigning like a number value to each line item and say only compare the lowest number to the highest number, lower numbers, higher numbers. Don't ever compare higher numbers to lower numbers, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Because then it just.
Dude, you should make these videos, or you should push out this plugin for your when you do educational stuff. Because I read a bunch of comments on your videos, and they are always like, oh, I'm following your journey, but I think the next step is what this guy's doing is great. I want to replicate it. And funny enough, there's not a lot of content out there that teaches you XYZ, click here, click there, kind of do that kind of thing. And what you just mentioned, I think that's a superpower. If you can apply that to every single category that is on Amazon, I say Amazon because there's so much, it's every single product out there. But things I'm doing something similar right now for hotels. So one of the things when I was keyword researching, I found that top hotels in X like location, there's like some room in there. So I was like, okay, for my first or like for my experimental site, I want to kind of see, and I'm trying to create like a long form article. So long form article, but all programmatic like keywords in there. Like for example, this hotel is situated in X. There are 10 malls nearby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to eat? Here's a location where you can eat, and this is ranked eight stars on Yelp. That kind of thing. And I'm curious to see like how that goes. But then again, the next step up would be hotel number one, hotel number two. What do they have? In comparison, do they have like free Wi-Fi and one doesn't, and that kind of thing. But yeah, that plugin or the process can be applied to any single category, whether that's products or SaaS. Comparing one SaaS to the other, or if you have your own product, MailChimp versus my SaaS, something versus my SaaS.
Yeah, and that was kind of the idea initially with that was for comparing SaaSes. Because I was looking at like G2 and Capterra and all those like GetApp, all those just massive networks, and it's like, why can't I do something like this? Like, let me just create the thing once, and then it just replicates the information on 30 different pages.
Yeah. You know who does this really well? By the way, here's an example I found, and I always try to find more things in there because it's so densely like programmatic website, but it doesn't look like it. It's called SaaSHub.com. Just one I'll drop in for you. They do exactly what you mentioned, just in like they compare every single SaaS versus every single SaaS, and they have like different pages, tags, and I think they have reviews being pulled in from somewhere too. But then again, like the progression of these kind of sites is so great that you can initially have the reviews coming in that are scraped, but then you can have a button saying, "Oh, do you use this product? Leave your review," and then you start switching them out with the user-generated content, and now it becomes your content that someone else can scrape at some point, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. I feel like there's so many of these sites out there that are like the SaaS comparison alternatives to review sites that I think they all just probably like scrape each other and just like, oh, we can compete. And what's crazy thing is like a lot of them do rank. They might not rank for email marketing software and CRM software, but they'll rank for accounting software for the hospitality industry or something like that, which, hey, guess what, they only get 90 visitors a month, but those 90 visitors are coming to buy some shit. No, I'm in the market right now for an email sending platform, and there's a ton of them, but they don't do like, some are geared towards marketers, some are geared towards like other kind of stuff. I'm specifically looking for like a SaaS one. So I was searching yesterday, like, just please send me an email platform for SaaS, like built for SaaS. And there was one website that came up, which is called sidemail.io. And I immediately subscribed. I was like, yo, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So I think one of the value add, people always ask me, like, you didn't create the vacuum cleaner, so why are you the one to create these, like, these kind of sites? Shouldn't it be the vacuum cleaner person? But the thing is, they can't mention my ABC vacuum cleaner company can't mention Dyson on my website, right? So I actually can't do that. It's just it's a gap right between the market where there's a customer on one side, the company's on the other side, but you in the middle have access to this company, that company, that company, that company, that company, and you don't have a personal say. It's not like you get paid by, you do get paid by Dyson, but you have to like stay unbiased and put out whatever features they have. So when people do search for best whatever, you are the helping resource that points them. You're the nice friend, that has all the knowledge. Right.
It can point the person to this exact thing. So that's the way I see these programmatic websites. I don't think it's a problem. People seem to think it's not scam, it's spam.
Fuck them. Thinks it's spam or whatever. People that want to write 10 articles a month and think they're doing a lot of things. Yeah. And that's okay. Let them stick to that. I don't see it. I was that way for a very long time. I was the article writing Andy, but now I'm not. Like, I don't want to. I'll do that for my own site, but as far as something where I actually want to, I want to go fast. And I'm still in the learning phase as well. So maybe somebody else slow down and be like, all right, I only want to create 500 pages, but those 500 are going to be the best damn the 500 pages, on the topic or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, like, if you have 50,000 pages put up and 500 of them, like, you can see them like going up in rankings, it's worthwhile for you to now then go in and manually write those. But it's weird to think that if you were writing like 10 a week, that you will eventually get to the 500 that will work. That won't happen.
Yeah, somebody's talking about how they had like a data set of like 100,000 lines, something like that, and they're like, hey, should I publish all these at once or should I drip them 50, per day?
Yeah.
I did the math. I'm like, dude, you want to be publishing 50 per day for the next 5 years? Like, is that really what you want to do?
Right.
Because that's what that's how many come up to me. And it's like, why? I mean, I'm trying that now with one site where I'm dripping out, 20,000 pages over a month, but it's an experiment. It's a copy of another website that the first one that's actually doing very well for as young as it is. So, yeah, I understand it because when you've been doing something for so long and you have that belief system, it's really hard to change that. But I'm not trying to convince anybody.
Yeah. Dude, same for the last 2 years, I have had like a coding website, like like tutorials on like specific coding stuff. I've been trying to handwrite. Yeah, writing by hand is an impossible, like, it's not an impossible task, but it takes a lot of time. I think I was able to churn out only like 10 to 12 like quality articles last year, and I'm like, things need to change because this 10 articles doesn't feed me. Like, it doesn't make any money for me. It doesn't even get views. So imagine if you were spending your whole time trying to like get into the writing game, get into the blogging game, get into the affiliate marketing game. It's not possible. So these tools should be embraced, and this is the time to do it, because now the great thing is programmatic SEO and chat GPT, right? That's the major advantage.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really played around too much. I played around a little bit with Chat GPT.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's if they hook that up to API.
It's incredible. You have to try it. So for the hotel thing I'm talking about, one of the things was like I'm doing location, right? So I need some like small blurb about that city. Like, why is this city cool? So I just put it in. I just put it in. Actually, maybe I can just show it here because I don't know if you can share my screen. We'll end it here, by the way. But I'll show you the one cool thing, and that will be so. I have you see my screen now?
Yeah.
So I have it running in my menu bar, but this is like, so going to chat. Actually, let me just pull up. So you can go to chat, openai.com. Tell me about Toronto. Why is it cool? Come on, don't fail me now. Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is great. So I can just literally, this is one of the things I can copy over to my Airtable, or a couple of them, hotel advisor, and yeah. So this is my like location description. That's it. So I can technically do this for every single city that I'm gonna put out, and it just saves me the time of like figuring out why. Like, Toronto is where I live, so I know about it and I can write about it.
Yeah.
But doing that for like any country that I don't know about or city, it's painstaking. I'd rather not do it. But yeah, this is like a superpower. You just put it in, see whatever comes up, put it in your Airtable, and you're good to go.
You got to use and abuse it now, because I think I read something about one of the developers or somebody of OpenAI saying that eventually it'll be paid. So. Oh,
that's true. Even then, even if it's paid, it's still worth it, because you're going to be spending, let's say, 30 minutes to like write this kind of blurbs, whatever you churn out. It's definitely going to be cheaper than that. And once you write this out, you put in $1 here, it's going to be creating the $10 for you for the next X months.
Right.
So return on investment, man. But yeah, this is the time to do it. I think this is the time to like get ahead, because all these things are new. People don't know about it, and the people that are naysayers, they're going to be left back.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we can wrap it up here, but I'm curious to see more of your videos on like actually implementing the way you implement your sites.
Yeah, I can definitely start like cranking some of that out and just like, hey, here's an actual walkthrough from start to finish of A, B, C, D, and E. I might try to find a niche that can be done in public completely. So
yeah.